So guys, for those of you that asked me to make more examples using the Fibonacci, I'm doing this for you guys right now. So I'm just gonna take this off to avoid confusion. So this is gold, as you can see. I'm making the chart naked now, basically. Now, how do we draw the Fibonacci? You all saw the trade that I took. It was a wonderful trade. And first of all, I identified the trend, right? XAU does not want to go any lower. Like I said, you can see this was the low point. This was the point. This was the lowest point it got to. And we're all thinking that gold was going to break this level, but it didn't break this level. Came here. It was just, look at the other lower high. This one made us feel like, okay, it was going to come down, but what did it do instead? You can see that it broke structure to the upside, not just here, it also broke structure here, right? So it broke structure and it did not give us a lower low, right? It broke structure and then it gave us a higher low, and then it came back down again, trying to make us feel like, you know, it wants to go back down. But if you look here, you're going to see two things. Now, first of all, you're going to see an order block here, right? You're going to see another block here, and the other block held really strong. This is an order block. If you don't know what an order block is most likely an area. It's like a demand zone or a supply zone that pushes price, right? And the best kind of order blocks are the order blocks that are bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing. Now, this is a bullish engulfing. If you don't know what a bullish engulfing is, then you need to go and read about candles so you know what a bullish engulfing is, right? So now that I've seen that, okay, this order block held because it pushed price back up. Now I'm already convinced and I'm ready for my I'm ready for my buy. This is where I now use my Fibonacci. So I'll show you how I use my Fibonacci. I haven't understood that, okay, price does not want to go any lower. With the news and with everything that was coming out, I know that, okay, gold is about to go up. So you need those confluences. It's not just technical. Sometimes you need those confluences too. Technical is like 80% of it, but sometimes, just in a case of like gold and oil, news plays like a big role in them too as well. So after seeing this, I'm just going to do this bar replay, so I'll show you what I was seeing at the time. So you really get it clear. Now, this is what I was seeing at the time, right? And I didn't know what was going to happen, how the trade was going to be, and I just said, okay, I know that price don't want to go lower than this. If price should break this level here, then it's over, but I don't think price wants to break that level, right? So I asked myself, I said, where is the highest point that price got to before it started to reverse? This was the highest point that price got to before the reversal, right? This was the highest point that price got to before the reversal. And where is the lowest point? The lowest point that price got to before it started pushing up, as you can see, is here. So these are the 2 points that I'm going to be using to draw my Fibonacci, right here, and I'll draw the Fibonacci to this side. Now, if I take my Fibonacci and I draw from here to the point where the reversal started from, which is here, I stretch out. Now remember, I told you guys that the best entry for the Fibonacci is this below line. Most people enter on the 0.618 level, but I told you that this is old school and this is casted, because if you enter on this blue line, and if price should maybe come here and sort of like break below, you know that it's not your fault. Like the trend has changed, right? So you can't even blame yourself. But if you enter here and then price now comes in and stops you out, it's not going to be nice, right? And then apart from that, this also gives you like the best possible entry, right? The best possible entry. It increases your risk to reward ratio. So I saw this on the chart and I was like, price is already moving up, but I didn't FOMO in. I just waited. I said I'm going to wait for price to come back to this level. I'm going to wait for price to come back to this level and put my TP here. I never try to be too greedy, because Being greedy does not even pay at all, right? So, and then we just watch. So we are waiting for price to come to this blue line, which is our entry. The 0.786 level is our entry. So we need price to touch the blue line, and we are inside the trade. And this can be our TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. Okay, now we are inside the trade. As you can see, the Fibonacci is playing out. Price has already hit TP1. You know, this can be our TP2. If you are a very greedy person, this can be your TP3. This can be your TP4. So the Fibonacci gives you like entry and exits, right? So it's the easiest strategy. Those of you stressing yourself, you should learn to use the Fibonacci. If you are having this confusion with strategies, you don't know which strategy to use, I feel like the Fibonacci can do you a lot of good. Like the Fibonacci can do you a lot of good. I think when I was on this trade, I didn't wait for price to even get to here. I think price was around here. Yes, price was around here when I closed it. I was like, my profit is enough. As you can see, the Fibonacci is just going. So this is how the Fibonacci works. I also did the same thing on gold. I'm going to exit now and show you. I also did the same thing on silver. I also did the same thing on silver. Leave. Where's my silver? As you can see on silver, it's even here already safe. So you can see I did the same thing on silver as well. I drew the Fibonacci from this point to the highest point, you know, before price started reversing back down, and I waited for price to get to this blue line. So for silver, when it got here, I didn't enter. When it was here, I didn't enter because I wasn't on the chart. I didn't see it. But when I turned on my computer, price had even gone below the blue line, as you can see where I entered from. So price had gone below the blue line. Price was here, so I was like, this is definitely a discount buy, you know, and I just bought, and I didn't even wait for price to get. If I had done something like this would have been a lot of profit. I was just okay here like this. I was just okay with this profit, and I used the Fibonacci and I entered here, right? So for those of you that don't know how to set the Fibonacci, all you have to do is draw your fib. You want to come here, fib retracement, you click it, you come to your charts, you draw it. Now mind you, you're not going to get this kind of Fibonacci, so you're going to double click, and then to get like my Fibonacci, you have to put in these figures. Here you want to put 0, here you want to put 0.382, 0.618, you want to put 1. Here you want to put minus 0.27, and here you want to put minus 0.618, right? And this one is going to be 0.5, 0.786. You want to turn the other ones off. You want to turn these ones off, because in your own now it's going to be on like this, but you want to turn it off. You want to turn everything off. You also want to turn this one off as well if it's on. And then this background, you don't want colors. See what happens when you do it. This is how your own will be. It will be having color here, so you don't need colors, you need a clear chart. So you put it at 0, you click OK, and then you have my Fibonacci, right? It's not difficult. Let me do one example for sell. Oh, I think this is an example for sell already. This is a live trade on BTC. This is risky because BTC is looking like it wants to be bullish, but when I check the 4-hour time frame, you know, I'm using the Fibonacci here live on BTC. I've entered one position, I'm entering another position again. So why did I enter this position? This is a live trade, so this is even the best way for me to teach you. As you can see, price is breaking structure to the downside on the 4-hour time frame continuously, creating what lower lows, and it's creating what lower highs, and all of a sudden price just starts to create this counter trend here. You know, it's like it's acting like it's going down, creating this counter trend, and I feel like it's a trap again. Remember, we already have how many touches here? 1, 2, 3. So I'm already feeling like this is a trap. And if I draw my Fibonacci from the last lower high to the last lower low. This was what I got. So I drew my Fibonacci from here. I drew it down to the lowest one, which is here. And then, as you can see, I entered around this blue line, put my stop loss below, and I just put my TP here. Naturally, I'm supposed to put my TP here, but this has already, if it works out, this is already a 1 to 3.5 risk to reward ratio, so I don't think I need much. So I was coming to look for a sell example, and luckily for you guys, this is a sell example happening live. So I'm going to see how this trade works out. Price has already done over a 1-to-1 for me, so I can decide to move my stop loss here, but I'm just going to leave the trade. If it hits my SL, hits my SL. If it hits my TP, I'm fine. So guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Get me to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm going to make many more videos like this, just educating and teaching you guys. There's so much about trading that I feel like a lot of you need to know. So guys, stay tuned. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.